Hi. Hello, hello. Welcome to Motivation Monday with Lois. I'm going to give you a few minutes to come in. I'm trying to look at both of my monitors to see if there's comments. Okay. All right. Well, come on in. Come on in. Today, like I said, today is Motivation Monday with Lois. My name is Lois Godot, and I am a licensed clinical professional counselor. I'm also the founder of the Facebook group Mosaic Families Connecting, and also the coaching program Mosaic Transformation Academy. Within the academy, I work with parents who are struggling with the challenges and changes of blending a family. I help them work together with each member so they will have a sense of belonging, so that they will feel heard and understood and have a degree of happiness within the family. By doing this, they move from struggling in the family to have an appreciation, strong mutual bonds, and respect in the blended family. And I also work with individuals who are just starting this blended family journey. I help them understand the unique dynamics of combining two families. Okay, so today, this topic is one that it's kind of controversial because it's really dealing with perspective. But I wanted to talk to you about um, the bio grandparents making a difference in the children in the blended family. And I've seen this a lot, and I've heard people talk about it of how the in-laws or maybe your partner's family, you look at them as being evil and they're mean and they're just hateful because they treat the children differently. And I'm not going to talk about if this is right or if this is wrong, because obviously we know that all the children should be treated fairly in the family. But I wanted to kind of look at what could be going on and what's going on in those situations. Because sometimes when you understand the why, it changes the perspective of how you're looking at it. And the very first thing I want to say is that the way you feel is absolutely correct. You're a mama bear, you're a papa bear, and you are protecting your child. And just like a mama bear and a papa bear with the little cub, anybody that would come toward your child to do any harm, you would attack it. Just like a bear would attack a tiger, knowing that it probably couldn't beat the tiger or an alligator or whatever. It's like whoever's coming against my child, I'm going to protect them because I don't want them to feel neglected. I don't want them to feel like they're not wanted. And so it's absolutely okay for you to feel that way. And you should own that feeling that the reason I feel like this the reason I feel like this because I'm protecting my child. A lot of times that gets missed. And well, why do you feel this angry? And it's like, well, it's just not fair. But why do you feel it's not fair? Because first of all, that's your child, and your first instinct is to protect your child. So understand and own that. That's why I feel like that. Now, a couple of these points I'm going to reference. Like I said, it might be a little controversial, but just hear me out. You've just gotten into this relationship with your partner, and maybe you're 3 months into the relationship. And I know people that are in a relationship for short term, maybe 3 weeks, a month, and then they move in together, and all of a sudden now they're a family. And they want everybody else to see them as a family. Well, the family of origin, they might know your partner. They may know your spouse. They may know that, this person may have a habit of going in and out of relationships. They may have a pattern. So they may want to sit back and wait to see what's going on. That may be what's going on. But because you just got into the relationship, you may not understand that this person may have a habit of being in different relationships with different people. And by the time they really get to know that person, they've moved on to someone else. And so kind of take a step back and say, I understand that I'm being the mama bear, the papa bear, but let me kind of look at this situation. Another thing that might be going on is that you may want something to happen quicker than it should take. And by that, I mean, it takes time. And just like I talked about before in the blended family, it takes time for you to bond with your stepkids. It takes time for the grandparents to bond. Remember, they were with their bio grandchildren probably when they knew that their loved one was expecting, they started planning on being a grandparent. And so they started that bonding process then. And then when the baby was born, and now the child is 5 or 6 years old. So they have all those years behind them of bonding. And now you come on the scene and your kids are 6 or 7. And all of a sudden it's like, they're your grandchildren. Go ahead and bond with them. And remember, that takes time too for them. So remember, that might be something that's going on. It may take a little time. Another thing that might be going on, especially if you're in a relationship with your partner, some people still hold strongly to marriage. And so while you may not want to accept that, but some people do. And so you have to kind of look at their perspective and say, you know what, they're doing this because maybe they still expect you to be married. I don't know, but some people still do. And even though people may feel like that, over time, things may change. So again, this is about giving it time and not all of a sudden expecting things to just jump right into place. And so again, these are some reasons why. Might not be your situation, but it could be some reasons why. Now, if you've been in a relationship 5 or 6 years and they still haven't accepted your children, where something else might be going on there. But I'm just talking about like in the early years, because I've seen this over and over, and people get very upset because they haven't accepted them right away. There may be some extenuating circumstances why they feel like this. And so the best way to address this situation is not to make threats like, well, you can't come to my house, or I'm not going to let the kids go to your house. The best way to address this is for you and your partner or you and your spouse to get on the same page. Now, remember, this may be your partner or your spouse's parents, so they may not automatically see things the way you see them. And so don't be upset and get angry if they don't see things right away, because what you're trying to do is you try to both get on the same page and get something similar. You may not automatically, they may not agree with everything that you're saying, but remember, the goal is to have some things in common. So maybe they may not agree that it's as severe as you think it is, but they may agree that this is something that needs to be addressed. So once you get them on the same page as you, then you can go ahead and approach the grandparents with it. Now, you may be too angry to approach them with it because maybe it has just spilled over and spilled over and spilled over. And now you just want to just say some angry words. So let your spouse address them, because after all, that's their parent and they know their parent much better than you. So I would let them address the situation. Afterwards, it may change and it may not change. You have to be ready for that. If they decide that they still want to do that, then the only thing that you can do is make sure that in your home, you're being fair and you're treating the kids fairly. Because you have to remember, there are some things that you can control and some things that you can't control. So that's just one aspect of a blended family that you have to be prepared for. I'm doing a workshop January the 5th and the 6th for people that are just starting this blended family process. And I'm going to help you with tips just like that to understand what to expect when you get into a blended family. Because a lot of people, they don't know to expect that. They just think, I'm happy, he's happy, everyone's going to be happy, and everyone's going to accept it. And they may not. So for your Motivation Monday today, I just want you to stop and think about if you're in that situation where the grandparents aren't accepting the stepchildren, the grandparents are not accepting the stepchildren, to kind of figure out why. Before you get really upset about it, see, is there any of these things I talked about, if any of that is going on? Okay, so that's the Motivation Monday. Again, I'm having a workshop on January the 5th and 6th at 6:30 Central Standard Time for those that are just entering in the blended family process, and it's called Before the Blend. I'll put the link right above this live. And so have a good day and enjoy the rest of your day. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.